Traore, he can prove a handful with his pace. Try and contend with him today, and Traore's just got round him there, and Everton are in trouble, and it's poked home. Charlison's got that down the line. It's a great ball in. It's Everton in front again, and COYB heads home. Jimenez, driven in by Jimenez, and that's an excellent save from Jordan Pickford. And it goes towards Keane. He got a touch on it, and the keeper has just about held on to it. Arrowed into the penalty area, and there's the flick on, and Wolves are level. Can he find space for a cross? Yes, he can. Richarlison! Brilliantly done! It's that combination again. Richarlison on a hat-trick, of course, now, and he might just get one. Oh, but for the right arm of Patricio, he might have. Bolly gets his second yellow. That equals a red.
We'd take that again today, wouldn't we? 3-2.
All day long, all day long. I don't care how we win. If it's 1-0, if it's 5-4, just get the 3 points. I don't care. We just need to win.
We do. It's as simple as that. You know, we talk about this, and doing the pre-match show, it's all about, you know, trying to build up to the game and be positive and stuff. But we have to win this game today. It's just not where we should be, is it? And as you said, what a massive week for Everton Football Club this is.
Sarah, it's an unbelievable week, to be honest. But wouldn't it be great if we could get back-to-back victories?
Yes. Yeah.
And we're talking Sunday and Thursday. It'd be fantastic. But these fans know today they've got a massive thing to generate an atmosphere here. And I've talked to loads of people during the week, and they said, oh, we're going to get right behind the boys. Yeah. And let's show Wolves what this club is all about.
Absolutely. Two massive football clubs, of course, as well in Wolves, and they are doing well. But we're Everton Football Club, and I liked what Frank said in his presser as well about, you know, I don't need to G up the fans. He said they know what to do. And he said, but it's up to us to do our bit as well. And that's ultimately, as you said before, it's the 11 men wearing blue, or in Pickford, or it's plays green on the pitch today, that have got to do the business and get us that victory.
Absolutely. The lads will know that Frank will have worked on things during the week, and the lads will realise that we're in a position that we shouldn't be, and there's only them that can get us out of it. So we're the 12th man. Yeah. The fans are the 12th man, but the 11 that go out there from kick-off at 2 o'clock, they've got to go out, and they've just got to get about Wolves and not let them settle, get about and generate, I keep saying generate an atmosphere. And the only way that they can do that is get tackles, run around, get chances, have shots on goal, and
take the game to Wolves.
It is all about, they're a good football side, Wolves.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. They can play, they've got some good technical players. Yeah. And they will cause us problems during some part of the game. I have no doubt about that. But I'm just after a response after our 5-0 defeat at Tottenham, what wasn't acceptable. So the boys have got to put that right.
Absolutely, and obviously something that will be a massive boost for Frank Lampard today is that for the return of Ben Godfrey as well. I think he lost him in his first game in charge here against Brentford. You know, it's a lot for a team to lose two of their sort of starting centre-backs, isn't it? But that'll be a massive boost to have Ben back in the side and Damari Gray available as well.
Yeah, it's great because they both got pace as well. Ben's got unbelievable pace.
And loves a tackle.
And loves a tackle, yeah. So, he'll be a big plus. I would expect him to start. Yeah. And Damari Gray gives you something that we've missed recently. He's got a bit of flair. Anthony Gordon has been providing it on the other side. But you get Damari Gray, and he causes problems. He runs at players. He scores goals as well. So, big players have missed recently, and they have been missed.
Massively. Like you said, you know, from both ends of the pitch, really, you've got the defensive Ben Godfrey, and also he likes to carry the ball forward sometimes as well, you said, with that pace. But Damari Gray, I mean, he can just make something happen out of nothing, can't he? He really is a fantastic footballer, and you know, he loves a goal here at Goodison Park as well. I'd love to see him score. Any of them, Richarlison on that VT we just saw scoring 2 against Wolves a few years ago, he'll be right up for it today as well, won't he?
They'll all be up for it, and they should be, and rightly so. If they care about Everton Football Club, today's the day to put it right. And I know they do care, and we all care. So I'm hoping I'm going away from this game at 4 o'clock with a big smile on my face.
I want to see you in the Winslow after the game, absolutely.
I might go in there. I might go in there if we win.
I think all 38,000 of us will probably be
I was
trying
there
to
last
cram in.
night, so I might go in again. I might make another appearance after the game.
Absolutely, no, it's a massive, massive game, and what that would do for us all as a fan base, the players, the staff, everyone, getting that 3 points today, it starts to give you a little bit of confidence, because, you know, I like what Frank's saying about not looking too much at the table, and there's 13 games left to play, but it's impossible not to do that, isn't it? It really is impossible. I found myself yesterday looking at the Brentford-Norwich game and, you know, wanting Brentford to win, so we didn't. And I'm just thinking at the time, how are we here? It's not where just not where we should be.
But you do look at the other results, and you look out Norwich, you look out Burnley, you look out for Watford results, because we're in that position. I think Brentford winning yesterday kind of puts them out of it. So now you're looking at any 3 from 5, possibly with Leeds United being in there, who've got a massive game today against Norwich at. Is it at Norwich or at Ellen Road? I don't know where it is, but that's a massive game. That was a big game for Burnley yesterday. Unfortunately, they got beat, which is a reasonable result. I kind of looked and I thought, would I be happy with a point in that game? Because I don't think Brentford are a great side. But
we showed here what we can do to them.
It did. So I kind of would I want to draw? But if anybody needed to lose, it were obviously Burnley, because they were slightly below us, and that would have took us into the bottom 3 coming in today. So there is a lot of games left, but you're talking after these 2 games this week, then you're going, we've only got 11 left and we need some more points, so they soon run out. Even though we've got games in hand, I'd rather have the points, get the points rather than games, because we've got tough games left. Every game's a tough game for us, but we've got some big games, and we've got to get points on the table as quick as we possibly can.
We have, because as you just said there, Snods, you know, the game's in hand, and we're all going, but we've got 2 games. At the moment, we are where we are, and there's no guarantee that in those games in hand that you are going to get anything out of them. So it starts today. Get them 3 points on the board. Let's start climbing that table again, because it's no fun at the moment, is it?
It isn't.
For sure.
It isn't.
It's not where we expect it to be.
It's no fun walking around the village, walking around the town, and around the city. And it's hard work being an Evertonian at the moment. But 2 victories, and all of a sudden we're proud again.
That's it, and that's what we want to do. We want to be able to walk around the city, walk around here, and just, you know, feel confident, feel happy, and not be getting stick off the Reds all the time, which I know we're all absolutely sick of. We've only got just over 2 minutes now to the team news, and we've not really spoken too much about today's visitors in Wolverhampton Wanderers. They've obviously got some fantastic players in there, likes of Yao Moutinho, Ruben Neves, etc., just to name a few. At the back as well, you know, they've got some really good players, Connor Cody, etc. You know, what do you think will be the players we need to look out for today from a Wolverhampton point of view?
Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez, of course.
Jimenez.
How could I forget?
He's the one. I think he's an exceptional striker, not only in his scoring ability, but the way he holds balls up, and he's always looking to get in the box on the end of things as well. So whoever plays centre-half today, I don't know what our team situation will be, but whoever, they've got to keep an eye on Jimenez, definitely. But they have got some quality footballers in there that are comfortable on the ball. Technically, they're very, very good. But are they technically good when you close them down quickly, when you get a tackling on? Will they want it first? You always tell first 10-15 minutes when your own private little battle against the player you're playing with, and you get to 10. You don't fancy this today.
Yeah.
If you get tight, better to get a tackle in early doors on them, and they're looking around and thinking, wow, am I going to have this all afternoon? And that's what the boys have got to get in their head. Give them. Don't give them time on the ball. Get about them, and they'll not fancy it.
Yeah.
They'll not fancy it, but give them time and space. They'll be thinking, wow, we can play. Wow, I love this. Love coming to Goodison.
That's the thing, isn't it? I'm sick of teams coming here.
Yeah, people shouldn't enjoy coming to Goodison Park and winning football games and being allowed to have time and space on the ball. That's not what we're all about. Get about them, come on. I don't need to say anything. It should be in there, and it should all have been said so far. They know the job, and the job is today to get 3 points. End of.
End of. It's as simple as that. We have got just under 20 seconds now till the team news. So, do you expect to see, as you said, do you think Damari Gray and Godfrey will both come straight back in?
I would play them both.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Definitely. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Be interesting
see
to
if you get
team.
them right like last weekend.
Yeah.
So here is the team news for the Mighty Blues today at Everton. In goal as expected is number 1 Jordan Pickford. John Joe Kenny starts again. Mason Holgate is in there. Richarlison, Damari Gray, there he is, straight back into the side. Abdoulaye Doucouré. Vitaly Mikolenko as well gets the nod to start today. Ben Godfrey, Seamus Coleman, Anthony Gordon and Donny van der Beek as well. So let's have a look at the substitutes for Everton today. Razmir Begovic, Michael Keane, Alan, Andros Townsend, Alex Iwobi, Andre Gomez, Salomon Rondon, Anwar Ghazi and Dele as well. Let's have a look at the visitors in Wolverhampton Wanderers. Jose Sarr starts in goal. Got Marçal, Ruben Neves, there he is, Raul Jimenez, the one to watch today. Connor Cody, Johnny Otto, Maximilian Kilman, Hwang Hee-chan, Roman Saiz, Yao Moutinho and Lenda Dendoncker. John Ruddy, former Everton goalkeeper, there on the bench. Ryan At-Nouri, Daniel Podence, Francisco Trincao, Willy Bolly, Fabio Silva, Cinquino, Totti and Luke Kundal as well. Bruno Lage, of course, in charge. So those are the two teams. What are you making of Everton to start with? A few interesting ones in there, perhaps?
Well, Mikolenko's in, John Joe Kenny's in, Seamus Coleman's in. So, don't know.
Where does that fit?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't know until we see him actually line up at 2 o'clock when we're ready to kick off. I don't know where people will play, to be honest, because Ben Godfrey looks as though he'll play central with Mason Holgate. So it leaves 3 full-backs for 2 positions. Or are we going to play 3 centre-backs? Will John Joe Kenny play on the right-hand side of a 3? It's intriguing. I don't know.
It is intriguing.
Really don't know.
It absolutely is intriguing. We're yet to see, as you said, still an hour to go till we see properly how that team's going to line up. Obviously, like a quick touch on the visitors as well.
Yeah.
They've gone with a strong squad, haven't they? Jimenez in there, Ruben Neves, etc.
By the way, you did well on pronouncing all them names.
It's my worst part of the show, mate, honestly.
Sarah, when I see them, I'm thinking, I'm glad you're doing that team and not me.
I dread to look at the comments and see all the opposition fans or people saying, she's absolutely, annihilated
I
the way
wouldn't even
pronunciation
attempted it, but no, they have got some great players. I wouldn't say great, but they've got some quality players. Great's an overused word at times, but no, they've got some very, very good footballers, and we've just got to try and possibly keep them good players quiet.
We need to, don't we? To do with getting a team sheet at some point as well, so we can have a quick look, because it's hard for us. We get to one quick look at it, and then we're trying to do the maths of, trying to piece together where people are going to play, etc. But you're happy with that lineup for Everton, would you say?
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm sure that we have got 1 or 2 injuries, but I don't care whatever team he puts out. You've just got to give their all.
Yeah.
Every player on the pitch. You can't carry 2, 3, 4 players having off days. You can carry 1, possibly 2 having an off day, but even if you have an off day, you're not playing well particularly, don't stop you from running about and working exceptionally hard. Everybody has a bad game, you can accept that, but what you can't accept is not working hard.
Yeah.
That's a given. That's for any professional footballer, for any footballer, that's a given, to work hard. So I expect us to work very hard as a team, and I'm hoping our creative players can create goals and score goals today.
Oh, let's hope so. We'll have more on the team in a moment as well. But first, this week marked International Women's Day 2022, and I caught up with Everton women midfielder Lucy Graham. Lucy Graham, of course, Everton women midfielder. Absolutely fantastic to have you with us, Lucy. Thank you so much for your time on this International Women's Day 2022. Being an Everton player and a female athlete as well in football, which we know
is a male-dominated sport. Do you face challenges based on your gender to start with?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you face challenges in every workplace that you go in, not only because you're a woman, but because when you are ambitious, you come across things that are difficult and situations that are difficult. I think, like you say, with being involved in sport and a male-dominated sport, there's always hurdles. And I think in years gone by, there's been trailblazers who have kind of carved our path. So luckily enough for me, in today's day and age, I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I get well looked after. Whereas beforehand, I think there's been women and girls before us who didn't actually get to reap those rewards, and it's up to those, and it's those that we need to really thank, and for really stepping out the box and out their comfort zone to kind of speak up and make sure that women's voices are heard within a male-dominated sport. I think when you're affiliated with a team like Everton or any bigger team who's obviously in the Premier League, you have kind of that head start in terms of funding. However, there is obviously teams who are still working their way up from grassroots and trying to do their best in terms of paying feasible wages that you can live off, covering expenses. That might be just having a pre-match meal with the team, or paying their fuel so they can actually get to training. There definitely is hurdles there that we still need to squash and make sure that it can be so inclusive that there's no reason why people can't turn up. We need to continue to highlight these factors for people and young girls coming through. It is now a feasible career option for them, whereas beforehand it maybe wasn't. In terms of looking up and watching football, girls now have role models to kind of look up to, whereas it's not just male dominated and male footballers that you pick out.
The visibility of the game is getting bigger all the time, isn't it? Have you noticed that, like, when you're out and about and stuff, getting recognised more and stuff, because the visibility in the game is growing so much? Yeah,
absolutely. Again, I think that comes with a responsibility. That's not been handed to the players by any manner of means. Like, we have worked so hard to kind of get this visibility and really speak out, and you take on that responsibility, and then you have to then improve, and then you have to impress, and then you have to entertain. So not only do we just love to play football, because that was why we got involved, we now have the pressures of people look at your stats, they analyse your performance, you're down for scrutiny. So not only does it come with more pressure, the rewards now, though, that we get that exposure, it comes hand in hand. So I think the more that we take on and the more that we bite off, the more that we really have to kind of stand up and be counted that way. You can't ask for all these things and to be scrutinised and to be looked at and to be watch me without really accepting. The more people that watch you, the more people. Not everybody's going to like you. That's just one of the things, and it's as a woman to stand up and yes, be counted, but also be able to take criticism is such an important thing.
Nothing's been handed to you, has it, Lucy? You've worked hard from top to bottom to get where you are, which is now probably one of the best, if not the best league in women's football now. You've had some journey to get there, haven't you?
Yeah, and I wouldn't change it for the world, to be honest. I think I've been in many a difficult situation. There's been times where I thought, am I really going to make it? Is it really going to be worth it? But luckily enough, I've had strong female support behind me through my family, and I've never ever been discouraged. When I was in primary school, and the teacher would ask, what do you want to be when you're older? And it was always a football player. I was never ever discouraged or mocked and say that's never going to happen. So luckily enough, I've always been, I've always thought it's been a feasible option. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was a pie in the sky dream. But I think I've worked hard enough. To really turn that into fruition through hard work, and not only dedication from myself, but dedication from these strong, independent family members as well.
Scotland international and Everton women midfielder there, Lucy Graham. Just absolute credit to the club. You've been in attendance to a few Everton women games this season, haven't you, Snods?
Yeah, really enjoyed it as well. Yeah, Wolverhampton Park looks really nice.
The pitch.
Pitches are fantastic. Good setup. It really is. I'm sure it's good for the girls to play there as well. But I really enjoyed it. The hospitality were good as well. They looked after me.
Always looked after me, aren't we?
So thoroughly enjoyed it, and great results yesterday. Because I looked after about 5 or 10 minutes. I looked at it and I'm thinking, we're one down after 2 or 3 minutes, and I'm thinking, no, we need to win this. We need to turn it round, and the girls certainly did. And what a great result, 3-2 in the end.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was a proper Everton game. And it was brilliant, by the way, as well, to see all the Nashville Evertonians, Sweden Toffees, Norway Toffees were all there last night.
Yeah.
And that shows, doesn't it, the growth of the women's game, Snods, that we've got all these fans coming to watch the girls and, you know, getting really behind the team and the sport.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. I know we were supposed to start about 6:30 in the women's hall, and they put it back so they could go and actually go and watch the ladies play. So it's fantastic, yeah, that not only they've seen this game today, but they saw our Everton ladies win the game yesterday. So yeah, good weekend, hopefully, for all our foreign fans.
Yeah, definitely. I said to the guys yesterday after the game, the Nashville lot and girls, I should say, I said, one down, one to go. Let's hope that we can get this one done today. We'll have more on today's fixture shortly, but earlier I caught up with Ben Osu. Welcome back to Everton Live. I'm delighted to be joined by Ben Osu, who is the lead of equity and inclusion at Everton Football Club. Ben, do you want to talk a little bit about your role? Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problems, thank you for having me. So, my role is all about trying to make the club coming to the match, our staff and all of our people feel as welcome as possible and that they belong here, regardless of their identity. So whether they are, black or a person of colour, from the LGBT community, whether they are a woman or identify any other different way, whether they are disabled or whether they are a mixture of all of those different identities.
Well, I think it's fantastic, and we were just having a little chat there off air, which I thought was brilliant, because I was saying about equality and inclusion, and you said it's actually now equity and inclusion, and the reasons for that is it's not just about numbers, it's about everybody as a person and how they experience their match day, how they experience Everton Football Club and feeling, catered for and included, isn't it?
Yeah, we talk about the Everton family, and I think, no one will deny that there is a great family atmosphere and culture in and around the club. But when we talk about diversity, we just talk about, how many people from different identities do we have that, might attend the game or might work with us. And that's great because we need that representation, but we need to take it one step further, and equity is about fostering that sense of belonging and that sense of inclusion, and that people feel welcome, and that no matter who they are or where they come from or how they identify, that they have a place here in Everton. And I know that we use the tagline a lot, Everton is everyone, or Everton is everywhere. Yeah. And so it's just building into all of that stuff. And just to maybe break it down a little bit further, if we talk about, equality, it's about giving everyone the same. If we talk about equity, it's about providing things that people need to match their needs. So we've got a fence. Tall person like me can see over the fence, small person can't, and then someone in a wheelchair certainly can't. If we were talking about equality, everyone would get a box. Now, that wouldn't help everyone because the disabled person can't even get on the box. If we're talking about equity, I don't need a box. The small person needs 2 boxes, and the disabled person in a wheelchair needs, a ramp or a lift to be able to do that. And it's about matching the needs of the requirements, the needs of the people that we are made up of in and around the club.
And that, just shows why you've come in and, the role you've got and the love you have, clearly the passion for that as well, and making this like a safe and welcoming place for everybody all the time. And it's not just about, as you said, the numbers and giving everybody the same care. People will need individual, specific things for their needs. But Everton is a family, like you said, Everton family, and we've got the All Together Now campaign, which has been going on for a while. How has that been, and bringing everybody sort of together and looking after everybody as well?
So it's great. I started with the club maybe about 2 months ago now, and the good thing was, it's made my job a lot easier because there's a lot of stuff already going on. So I'm amazed and thankful at the fact that I don't have to come in and always tell people or remind people to talk about All Together Now or to think about inclusion. It just goes on already. And there's a lot more work that can be done. Let's not blindside ourselves and think that we're great at this, because we're not. We can do better, and we will do better through the help of our amazing fans and some of the staff that we have working for us. And All Together Now, I think, is just that perfect term and name and phrase to encapsulate what we're trying to do, because it is about everyone feeling welcome, feeling like they belong in this moment, and looking forward to the future.
I love that. That's the perfect answer, isn't it? We see various campaigns as well, the No Room for Racism, Her Game Too, etc. But the All Together Now covers every basis, and like you said, all together now. Like, and I love what you said, that there's still
Can
more
you
to
sing
do.
the song?
All together.
All together.
We're going G-bar after this, and we're gonna start singing. It's gonna be fantastic. No, but Ben, it's fantastic what you're saying, and I like what you said as well about there's still so much to do. It's easy to come and sometimes give lip service and stuff, but we know that there is still a long way to go. The world's changing all the time. People are becoming more educated as well, and that's why you're here, isn't it? It's like education and inclusion and helping us to take those next steps to being better.
Yeah, so for the game today, we're highlighting here Game 2, which is a campaign to make women and girls feel more safe at the match, and there's still a lot to do for that, and we've got some amazing fans, female fans and male fans and every other type of fan that will believe in that this should be a safe place for women and girls, but we still know that there's still pockets of society and pockets of people in and around football that might not do things because they are particularly misogynistic, but just don't really think about maybe some of the chants that they get involved in or some of the things that they're shouting from the seat, and that just doesn't make for that inclusive culture. And then likewise, the Premier League's no room for racism. The same kind of I would say ethos as here Game 2 is making sure that our fans who are of colour feel that they can come to the match and feel that they belong without that fear of maybe hearing something a little bit off in the rear or just feeling like it's not a nice atmosphere. It's about just making the game a better place, and campaigns like here Game 2 are something that we're going to continue support and hopefully ramp up a little bit more in the coming seasons and make our activities with them a little bit more meaningful and authentic, because that's the only way that we're going to achieve real change.
Definitely. Ben, you're absolutely fantastic. I'm so delighted. Oh, look at this. I'm so delighted that you're at the club and, big things are coming and hopefully change. It's fantastic. So all that's left to say is best of luck with everything you're doing. I'm sure we'll speak to you again here on Everton Live, and enjoy the game today.
Thank you very much.
Ben Osu there, it's fantastic. What a great lad he is. Really, really brilliant to speak to him earlier. Put a smile on my face. He even had me singing all together now. Would you believe? Yeah,
Did he?
Got me singing. So ahead of this one. Now we've just had confirmation during that as well. Frank Lampard's spoken about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Obviously we didn't want to give any information on that before we knew. He's not in today's squad. Illness, he's been feeling unwell for the last few games. What do you make of that, and how do Everton, counteract the, bring in the attacking threat today with the lack of our number 9?
Yeah, it's going to be a big loss. I didn't think he played particularly well down at Tottenham. I didn't think that wasn't the Dominic Calvert-Lewin that I want to see and that he's all about. As for unwell, I don't think I've ever missed a game through being really unwell. I'm not saying for 1 minute that Dominic isn't well, and I'm hoping he's going to be fit for Thursday, but I would have needed to lose a limb to not play in a game like this, and a big week. Illness don't come into it for me. If I'm being particular, but no,
it's disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm massively disappointed because he's a big part of our football club, and when you've got a number 9 that can out-jump players, outrun players, you need him. You need all your best players for these next 13 games, and Dominic's certainly one of our better strikers without a doubt. So he's going to be a big loss.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
but he gives an opportunity now to Damari Gray, to Anthony Gordon, to Richarlison, to do the business, score goals, and if he does score a goal, then make it hard for Dominic to get back in on Thursday.
That's it, isn't it?
Of course, it's a great platform.
Use the incentive now.
Yeah, it is. But Dominic Calvert-Lewin for me is a big loss.
Yeah, it is a big loss, but like you said, a call to action. Well, not that they need a call to action; they'll be right up for it. The rest of the boys to try and keep him out the squad, really. But now to Nashville Evertonians, who I spoke to earlier, and Kevin Thelwell as well, Everton's new director of football. Hello everybody and welcome back to Everton Live. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by some of our Nashville Evertonians. We've got Clay and Brian with us here this afternoon. So excited for this. And I'll start with you, Clay, as well. I believe this is your third time to Goodison Park, is it?
Yes, it's my second trip to Liverpool. This will be my third match here at Goodison. I came here about 8 years ago and had a very heartbreaking opening and just a wonderful second game. So it gave me the full Everton experience in about 3 days.
I was going to say, I think, part of that is you get the highs, you get the lows. You said, you've had the full experience. Hoping today, of course, for the latter and to have a really, really positive experience.
Yeah, it's already been a great experience. It's still going to be a very positive thing when it's all said and done, but it could be an extremely positive thing here in a few hours.
Well, we were saying before, guys, you couldn't have really planned this any better, could you? The game, the impotence of this game today is massive. We know that this place is going to be rocking. I've said to you already, if we win today, I might chain you to Finch Farm and make you stay, because you were at the women's game last night when they won as well.
Yeah. So we've got one win so far. We've had some great events. We're in the Upper Gladys.
Oh, wow.
All of us are in the Upper Gladys together, so it's going to be a blast. I really, really hope that we get to see Goodison in full voice the same way we've seen Goodison the last few games.
Definitely. And Brian as well, this is your first time to Goodison Park, I believe.
That's right. I'm just so excited to be here. The events we've been able to do with the club, everyone's been so welcoming. It really is the people's club, and we're excited to be here.
Well, you guys fit right in straight away. You've gifted me with this beautiful scarf that I absolutely love, and a special poster as well, all the way from Nashville. If y'all know y'all history, I just love that. Absolutely fantastic. So,
people say the Scouts, they have different words that are different from the rest of England. In Nashville, in the South, we talk a little bit differently than the rest of the U.S. We're both in music cities. There's a lot of congruence there between Nashville and Liverpool.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? The People's Club, and the fact that we've got such a widespread fan base now. It's fantastic to see, and the energy. I saw you guys walking down Goodison Road coming to work. How many of you are there right now? Because there was just this big fusion of colour and laughter and joy. It was brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, it's actually been great. It's most of our core folks that are at the pub every week. I know you're going to talk to him about his pub trip, which is different from the rest of us every week. But we've had about a dozen with us the last few days. But whenever we walk in, it's going to be 21 people up in the Upper Gladys. It's going to be a blast.
I can't wait. I'll be sat here in the park end, so I'll be looking for you over there, and I'll no doubt I'll see you. Now, Brian, as well, Clay's just alluded to it there, your trip to go and watch Everton with the Nashville Evertonians as well. Is it 180-mile round trip to get together and watch the Blues? That's some incredible dedication, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, we make it up whenever we can. Saturdays, it's about 9 o'clock is our sweet spot for joining the guys at the pub. There's nothing like watching it with our fellow supporters, though. It's different from being on the couch, which has its own benefits, right? But making it up with the guys and seeing things in Nashville is just beautiful. And thankfully, my wife lets me pull it off, and she comes with me every time.
That's what we love to hear. You'll have to bring your wife next time to Goodison Park. That's fantastic.
She's just as big a Blue as Brian is.
Well, it's nice as well, because today is our Her Game 2 fixture as well, and obviously it's a game for everyone, and it's brilliant to see the female support as well. All for that, everybody's welcome here, and to feel included as well. If you want to talk to us a little bit about some of the events, were you at the Winslow pub the other day doing an event with some absolute Everton legends?
Yeah, we were with the Norway and the Sweden group.
Yes!
Joe Royal was there, Anders Limpar was there, Snods was there, of course. Darren
the
was
legendary.
There. Graham Stewart was there. And fortunately, we were both in Florida, so we got to see some of them in Florida over the summer. And then we also had an event at the Beer Keller in
town,
Yeah. And so that was a great event. Dave Watson was there.
Legend.
It was just absolute blast the whole week. Everyone was really welcoming to us. Kevin Sheedy was there, obviously.
Yeah,
Sheedy saw one of our members has a cast on his arm, and he goes, "How'd you do that?" And he goes, "I punched my friend," and Sheed's like, "Top lad."
That's the kind of energy, That's the kind of energy. I expect that from like Dave Watson or something. That's brilliant, absolutely fantastic. So how long are you guys here for as well?
A lot of us are rolling out tomorrow. I'm rolling back to London tomorrow. He's leaving to go back to work later this week.
Wow.
So I work later this week. So we all got here around Wednesday, Thursday. You got here like about a week ago.
Yeah.
And so we're all going to leave here in the next few days, hopefully with 3 points, and hopefully starting the momentum for the game later this week.
That's what we need, don't we? Really, really important that Everton get a positive result here at Goodison Park today against Wolves. It's a massive game. We're not at the end of the table that we want to be, are we? But, Frank's come in, Frank Lampard, and, the home games, I think, all the home games really, Manchester City, we were really hard done by there. Do you think the home game today, that we can make the difference?
Absolutely. I mean, what a first game to have at Goodison, right? With the importance of the fans, the way we can lift the team. We've seen it from afar. I'm just so excited to join it today.
Oh, Brian, I'm buzzing for you. Like, I love when people come here and it's their first experience, because I know how magic it is. It was about 20-something years ago for mine, and it's a beautiful moment. So, can I get a prediction from you guys, or is that too much? We're just gonna. Oh, I know Brian's pulling a face there.
2-1. I'm going to go 2-1.
That'll
2-1 up the Toffees. And the one is going to be like late, just whatever.
Yeah.
It's just going to be, oh, congratulations, here's a goal. That's all it's going to be. We're gonna dominate. That's what I'm going with. Let's stick with it. I'm standing by it. I said it on air.
Absolutely. We've got to come through now, Brian.
So, Clay, I was thinking 2-1 when you said it, so I'll just double down on that one.
Double down. I love it.
A nervous last 10 minutes here at Goodison Park is what I'm thinking, but it's going to be a good time.
That's your quintessential Everton experience, to be honest there, mate, I think.
I just have one thing I have to say, because he did it for us. I want to shout out Jose Baxter. Shouting out the Tennessee Toffees last year on this very same program, and I would feel bad if I didn't do it for him. He played down in Tennessee, not in Nashville, but, nobody's perfect.
He's a great lad, Jose Baxter. Really, really brilliant. I'm sure he'll be delighted with that. Guys, can you just tell everybody how they can get involved with Nashville Evertonians and stuff like that on socials or out there in the States?
Yeah, just follow us at Nashville EFC on Twitter. We're also on Facebook, of course, and TennesseeToffees.com. That'll let you know whatever you need to know about our group. You can also buy a membership, which if you're not in Nashville, that's fine. You do get a very nice poster, as she alluded to, if you get a membership. So please do that. And we're also doing a scarf drive where we have scarves. It has our stuff on the back. We have a local charity that we support that does, I'm going to say free soccer. I'm sorry. But free soccer for kids. And if you buy a scarf, all of the money goes directly to that program. And It's just been wonderful. They work mostly with refugees and immigrant children.
Amazing. That's a brilliant, brilliant campaign to support and charity to support. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I guess that all that's left to say is up the Toffees.
Yeah, those 3 words and maybe another word in between.
Yeah, exactly. Them fantastic Toffees. We'll go with that.
Exactly.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Cheers, boys. Fantastic. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Well, Kevin, welcome to Everton. How have your first few days been as Director of Football at the club?
Yeah, very busy, but of course very exciting. It's an absolute honour and a privilege to be here. Working for Everton Football Club is something that I'm extremely proud of, and looking forward to getting started.
It's such a broad remit, your role, so can you outline roughly what the job entails and your day-to-day responsibilities?
Yeah, so generally the way in which it works is Frank is responsible for preparation of the team, performance of the team, and fundamentally results. And I'm responsible for all of the support services that sit around that. So all of the departments that hopefully help us to win. And so trying to get those in a space whereby they're as strong as they possibly can to give Frank the best opportunity to win games and for Everton to be successful is a big part of the remit.
What made the position at Everton so attractive for you?
Well, number one, it's Everton Football Club. And so I've said already how proud and how privileged I feel to be working at such a club. It's a club that I know well. My family's originally from the northwest area. My first ever game was at Everton at Goodison Park, watching. And so the opportunity to come back to the Premier League and work for a club with the tradition and the history and also the ambition of Everton Football Club was something that I just simply couldn't turn down.
And you know the area well, because I believe your parents are from Liverpool and there's plenty of Blues in your family as well.
Yeah, no, both my parents are from the city. My dad's been an Everton supporter for 68 years. Lots of conversations about the traditions and former games that he's been at and so on. So yeah, it's a fantastic feeling to be able to come back to the area and hopefully do a great job.
So you know full well about the club's proud history, obviously, and the passionate fan base as well.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, no, I've grown up with stories of Alex Young, the Golden Vision. I watched all of the games in the 80s. I grew up with Harvey Kendall Ball, the School of Science. Grew up with all of those stories and all of those things. And so I think that I know a lot about the football club. I'm also very lucky to know quite a few people who work at the football club currently. So hopefully that means that settling in and getting started will be a lot easier.
Of course, as well as the club's proud history, it's also very ambitious. The new stadium's being built at the minute. So you're joining at a time that is exciting for the club, and we want to push forward and continue to push for the elite and for honours.
Yeah, and I've watched all of the detail around the new stadium, and it looks incredible. And so to join a club that's got that level of ambition and is that forward thinking and understands that it needs to evolve and develop into a club that has those sorts of facilities is terrific. And so I'm very much looking forward to being a part of that.
Welcome back to Everton Live. Of course, today's match against Wolverhampton Wanderers is the Her Game 2 fixture. I am so delighted to be joined by Lucy, Marva and Siobhan as well, who are all heavily involved in Her Game 2 campaign, which is fantastic. I'm going to start with you, Lucy. You're one of the founders of this brilliant campaign. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about it and how you got started?
Yeah, so Her Game 2 was founded in May of last year. 12 girls wanted to basically highlight sexism in football. We're all supporters of football and we've all had sexist comments just for supporting our teams, and we wanted to highlight it and say, you know, this is an issue and this needs to be talked about, really.
Yeah, it absolutely does, because, you know, we're in 2022 now, and, you know, it does happen. I experience it on a daily basis almost, whether that's, you know, usually on social media, online and stuff, and you just kind of have to get on with it, but it should not be like that, should it? More needs to be done.
No, absolutely, and more needs to be done. So this is why we set up the campaign, because, you know, we've now got reporting systems in place with our partners across the country, so fans can anonymously report things, which is a good thing. But obviously, we don't want to be doing this. We don't want this to happen.
Of course, yeah, exactly. But I like that about being able to report things anonymously as well, because it can be intimidating, can't it? Like, you don't always feel comfortable and safe to take things forward. So to be able to do that is reassuring for people.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what we noticed in our survey, was fans not feeling comfortable to report it, but like having that place to anonymously do so is a positive thing.
Definitely, it's fantastic. Now, Marva as well, massive Evertonian. I've seen you all over social media and stuff. I think you're absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
You're an ambassador as well for Her Game 2. What's your involvement been so far, and how do we take this forward as well?
Yeah, so I joined a few months ago, pretty much just as we were announcing, actually, which was amazing. And to be the first club to partner with Her Game 2, and then it to be Everton, which is obviously my club, and being a massive Evertonian was just amazing. And to announce it as well on Boxing Day, which was the anniversary of the Dick Kerr ladies game that was played at Goodison Park,
yes,
which was a record-breaking fixture and meant so much to women's football. So it kind of felt like it came full circle to be a part of it all.
I love that, and we spoke about that actually. You know, the fact that women's football was banned is absolutely, I don't have any words for it, to be honest. When you're talking about fixtures, attendances that were surplus of 50,000 people, it shows the strength of women and how much the sport means, doesn't it?
Exactly, and a lot of people don't know that history either. So as much as we're talking about, we don't know about, you know, the reporting lines and how to do that, but we also don't know much about the history of women in football. So that's what the campaign's about, is just making sure that women's involvement is shouted about and known just as much as everyone else.
That's what we need, isn't it? It's fantastic. You guys are doing a brilliant job, you really are. Siobhan as well, we've had you on the show before, yeah. Lovely. I saw you on the way in, we were having a nice little chat about, well, I say nice little chat, we were talking about some of the stuff we've actually, you know, encountered, and it's not nice, is it? And it's unacceptable. How do we kind of, you know, go about making Goodison Park and Everton a safer place for women and female fans to come?
Yeah, so I think obviously that's been the whole part of the campaign for when we announced it in the first Premier League on Boxing Day, as Marva just talked through. What we wanted to do at the club is obviously have today's fixture focused on this closest to International Women's Day, but prior to that set up those reporting lines,
yeah.
So around the concourse and the female toilets, about how to text, you know, about sexist abuse that you've received anonymously, as you said, or be open. And then we've had a survey that went out to all our sort of female fans to understand their experience and have that baseline against where we are and then how we want to improve that experience. You know, within the survey, 98% said they felt safe at Goodison, which I was not surprised about. We are an inclusive club, but 1 in 4 said they had experienced themselves or heard sexist or derogatory comments towards women in football. So there's a lot to go. And then within that survey as well, it talked about how people were not aware of the reporting line. So that's something that we need to get better at, and that's part of what we're doing to really promote that, and as part of today's fixture. And I'm representing.
Yes, representing. Absolutely. I've got my little badge on my hat here as well, and obviously I was at Walton Hall Park last night. Everton women, 3-2 win, cracking game of footy. They were all proudly wearing their Her Game 2, you know, t-shirts in the warm-up. We've seen Anthony Gordon, Alan, you know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, some great players, and not just Everton as well. You know, other Premier League clubs, other clubs, they're wearing it. You know, it's very much something that people are used to seeing now. The Her Game 2 logo. That's what it's all about, isn't it? That visibility. people knowing there's something there to support them and, you know, things to do to... How do we go about filling in the survey and stuff like that as well?
Well, it's being completed now, yeah.
Yep.
So that's being analysed. There was an article that went out on Thursday just to share some of the high-level results. But if people do want to get involved, contact the Fans Forum or Her Game 2 direct with Everton, or you can direct message me on Twitter, which some fans have done so far. And we've got a network and a group that's being set up, so Marva's part of that. And there's fans international, so from America, Malaysia, Norway, and they've obviously what's been helping us with today. Yesterday we launched a video where we replicated the Her Game 2 campaign that went viral, and we all had signs to say what's being said to us during football. And then there's various other ideas that you'll see in practice today that have come out of that network. So afterwards we're going to meet, aren't we? Going to review how this has gone and what we can do to make sure this isn't a one-off, that it's an ongoing support for Her Game 2. So if anyone does want to join that network, as I said, contact us through the Fans Forum, my social media account, or Her Game 2 directly.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Thank you guys so much, and for the representation and for everything you're doing for the women in sport. Personally, I can speak from experience. I experience it as well, and, you know, it means a lot that everyone's fighting for it. So, guys, thank you so much to Lucy, to Marva and Siobhan as well, ahead of this game. Quickly, Marva, as well. What do you think the score's going to be today?
I'm gonna be confident. Let's go for a 2-0 win to Everton. Come on.
Yes, come on. I needed a bit of positivity heading into this one because I am nervous. But here's Jordan Pickford ahead of this one.
Well, Jordan, after Monday, could the next game come quickly enough? Are you ready for today?
Yeah, you know, we know our home form at Goodison's good, but we know Wolves is a tough task. But it's about us performing, working hard, getting the fans behind us, and getting the 3 points.
What's the mood been like in training this week? Has it been business-like?
Yeah, of course. Everyone's disappointed after getting beat, but we knew Spurs are a good team. But I think we came in this week after had Tuesday off, and we've worked hard all week, and we've got a game plan today from the manager, and we need to execute it.
And you've mentioned the home form. Just how big a part can the Goodison crowd play today?
Yeah, massive. When this place is bouncing, it gives us an extra edge to the game, and it's about us performing first to give them fans something to cheer about. So that's what it's about today.
Snods is the absolute...
I'm back.
You keep me on my toes, I'll tell you that, honestly. And now you're all right. You're mingling with the supporters, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day, isn't it?
It's been very busy down here.
It's been busy, hasn't
morning,
it?
Yeah, so
like Piccadilly Circus.
It is. It is.
We just heard from Jordan Pickford there. Obviously, you know, he's going to be a key player today, isn't he? In trying to keep that, you know, goal free from Wolverhampton Wanderers. He needs to put in a good shift today, doesn't he?
Do you know what? Jordan will be really disappointed with the second goal we conceded down at Spurs.
Of course.
He knows in his own mind that he should have saved that. But his form this season has been very, very good, Jordan Pickford. And I think he's got to be pleased with how he's performed for us this season. So, yeah, the odd mistake, but he is going to be crucial. They will have attempts on goal. As I said, they've got some quality players, especially free kick areas. We do not need to give free kicks away and in around the area. We know what Neves is like on free kicks, so that's a really important part. Don't give free kicks away around. But yeah, Jordan's form's been great, and I think he's a top-class keeper.
He's been fantastic, and just super quick, because I know we're hearing from Frank Lampard in a moment, but Ben Godfrey in front of him, that's going to give the team a big boost, isn't it, having him back in there?
I think they get on really well as well off the field, Jordan and Ben, so that's a good thing as well. But yeah, I just think today I want to see that defence organised. I really do. Just stay with runners, make crucial interceptions if they're about, and just keep a watchful eye on him in this.
That's what we've got to do, isn't it? Absolutely. Well, let's hear it from the manager, Frank Lampard, and what he's got to say ahead of this one.
Well, Frank, the game can't come soon enough, I would expect, after Monday. What sort of reaction have you seen this week and are you expecting from kick-off?
Well, positive. It's not easy to come off the back of a difficult result and a poor performance from us, but it's just a reality. So it's important the reaction's been positive. Deal with it, put it away, learn from the things that you can, and then look forward to a game. We're back at home, 2 home games now this week, so it's just important we get ourselves right here.
Senior team, 3 changes. Is that purely down to your ideas of the game today, or is there something else in that as well?
A bit of everything, isn't it? You know, you have a squad of 20 or so players for a reason, and A couple of issues came up late. Dominic's not feeling great, not feeling well for the last 2 days, so he's out completely. But yeah, you have to take each game on its merits, and you have to have a competitive nature in the squad. You know, we lost a game. The change is not necessarily because of that, but people that haven't been playing come in and show. We've also got a couple of really big players for us that have been injured for a while now, so they're back in the team, and hopefully they can give us something extra.
Home form good. We know what difference a rocking Goodison Park can make. How big a part can the crowd play today?
A big part, and they will do, and we have to set the tone for that in the start of the game and through the game. We've had amazing support since I've been here, and you know, it's a great help, but we can't expect anything. We have to approach the game with a real desire, a real aggression, because that's what the fans demand, and then the rest is up to us on the pitch.
Frank Lampard then ahead of this one in what is just a massive fixture for Everton in their season. We're not going to do score predictions or anything like that today. It's just got to be a win, hasn't it?
No predictions. I'm not going to say who's going to score first for us and stuff like that. Just win. You're right, Sarah. 100%. Just get 3 points.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, as ever,
Pleasure.
for being on Everton Live. Love your company. It's been brilliant. Guys, we'll be back with Everton Live next Thursday when we take on Newcastle. But to round us off today is the campaign from Her Game Too.